Hey guys, this is Christian Thibaudeau and the Valkyrie of hypertrophy, Letitia. We're going to talk about overhead pressing now, especially which exercises to use as assistance work, either as your B series or the C series. Normally in the B series you would go more for an isolation exercise to target the deltoid. With the C series you would go more with a preventive exercise like a trap 3 that you should be doing, or a rhomboid movement depending on your own weakness. But you can also use specialty exercises to fix a very specific problem depending on where your weak point is in the overhead press, where is the sticking point. So let's first look at the position and the technique of a overhead press. So let's talk at that starting position. I really need to do a video on teaching you power clean technique. I'm crying right now. I mean, that
wasn't bad. I'm right on the bar.
Okay, good excuse. The power clean without any weight is pretty hard to master. Now, what you want when you're doing any pressing movement, a bench press or overhead press, you want the bar, the wrist, and the elbows to be in line. A lot of people, especially those with CrossFit experience, they use that position to start an overhead press, which is really weak to start from because, well, you can't press much weight from that position. You want this to be directly under the bar. When doing a push press, then it would be different. You would create a shelf, which is my expression. Thank you. You're excellent.
You're 18 when you got me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you can have her or me, well, it's pretty simple, right? Anyway, so let's get back to being professional. So that isn't a straight line. Now when you're pressing, it's really a dual phase movement. The first push from the clavicle to the forehead would be in a straight line. Straight line. Once you reach forehead, you're going to switch to a backward arc so that you finish, so you can actually see that here, over here. Now you don't want to overly, that's good, right? So do a few more reps. Okay. So straight line and then push back. Why are you pushing in a backward arc? Just, let's switch backwards. Right. So let's do the movement from the start in a slow action and pause at the top of your head. Pause. When you're in that position, only the front of the deltoid is activated. But when you're pressing back, the shoulders will be moving like this. Now you're focusing on the medial and rear portion of the deltoid, making it a lot more complete as a pressing movement. All right, you can push it down. Let's face the camera. Depending on the position of the sticking point, where the movement becomes really hard when pressing, it's going to tell us which assistance exercise you should be shooting for. So if your weak point is getting the barbell off of that shoulder, then the front deltoid is often the weak link, or maybe even the sternal portion of the pectoral, you would go with a high incline press. So using a 75 degrees or even 60 degrees angle, you're going to be doing either a barbell press or a dumbbell press. That actually helps you target the anterior deltoid even more than the overhead press because you can use a bit more weight. If the problem is more at mouth-nose level, oftentimes it is an external rotator weakness. So you would go with either a Cuban press or even external rotation. So, take dumbbell. If her weakness would be at nose or eyes level, she would do a Cuban press. So you would go here and you pull until that position here. This is parallel to the floor. This is perpendicular. Then you would externally rotate and then you would press up. Then you go down halfway, pause and rotate in, go down. Now a few more reps. Boom, boom. That's a professional.
It is. Come train with me.
One smooth motion now. Now we segmented the movement. Now do it in one smooth movement. That's it. That's it. Good. And then you can have another version which will allow you to load more weight. It's going to be the dumbbell continuous power clean and press. So what are you doing? You're just doing from a hang, and you're going to pull and then press. Pull, press. That's it. Exactly. Good. Pull and press. That's it. That's it. Excellent. You can even do it with a barbell. It's called a continuous clean and press, which was one of the most effective exercises for shot putters. From the hang. That's it. Explode up before pulling. Stand up fast. Boom. That's it. Better, better. That's it. Very good B exercise for athletes needing to be explosive. Football player, rugby player. Very good movement. And that variation that from the Cuban press, seated clean and press, and barbell clean and press, very good movement when your weak point is at nose level. When the weak point is finishing the movement, it's either thoracic mobility issue, in which case you should go down to the dumbbell version, or it can be just lockout strength, in which case you would go for the push press, which will allow you to overload that end range, but make sure you use a slow eccentric. So these are good choices to fix individual, specific weaknesses in the overhead press. So this is Christian Thibaudeau and the Valkyrie of Hypertrophy telling you, see you next time. Oh, I don't like her either.